are going to the National League Championship Series.
Bye, Philly.
All right, wave goodbye to Philly, Frank.
Bye, Philly.
We have a very special guest on the podcast today. Well, first we got the big purple monster Grimace. We got OMG Phil, and we have Frank Fleming, his first appearance on the podcast. He may resemble a certain Frank the Tank who works at Barstool. This is Frank Fleming, and he is our friend, and we love him. Put it in the books, Franklin.
Baby. Well, I mean, this is just—it's been one. It's a magical run. It's a magical run. It's just incredible.
Where's the rank for you? I mean, it's up there, dude. I know we got a lot of business left, but like from where we were and where we thought we were going to be to how we've done it. Out Lindor, all the theatrics, some of the best playoff baseball games literally ever belong to us now.
It's definitely one of the probably top 3 Met seasons I've experienced.
Absolutely. Yes. And we all thought it was going to be a bottom 3. We were talking about this is going to be like 2003. This is going to be like 1992. And instead it turns around to be the absolute fucking best. And
Kev, your mic's not on.
Mike over there. What?
That far, Mike.
Live on the podcast. I love it.
And instead it ends up being up there with, 2015 and all of the Mets magic that, it's, to do it to Philly and to really, when you look back at it, yes, we sweat it out, but like they won in 4 games. They handled their shit. They fucking split on the road, 1-2 at home, and really beat the fucking piss out of them, put them to bed, put them to sleep. We out-pitched them. We out-hit them. We out-clutched them. We just flat out fucking beat them. And they were arguably the best team in baseball for the most of the year. And now you know who is? You know who's 65-40 since fucking June? The New York goddamn Mets. And you know how much juju we have right now? Rest in peace to Sean Manaya's aunt. She died right before his start yesterday. You got angels above looking at us. You've got newborn babies with Jeff McNeil. Shout out to the McNeil family. You've got Grimace. You've got Frank.
Brandon Nimble's grandmother.
You've got Brandon. Yep, and Nimble's grandma. You got we got Pitbull. We got we got Grimace. We got all of the fucking juju. We got our owner, billionaire out there shaking hands and kissing babies. We're swag surfing. We got Candelita. We got Pitbull. Oh my God, dropping tomorrow. And we're a good baseball team. You got to compete with all of that, and then the players on the fucking field.
And I know I've had my run-ins with Stevie Cohen. I know I've said things.
Yeah, you have. I think now's the time to apologize, Frank.
I think Frank the Tank said that stuff.
Yeah, this is Frank Fleming would never say anything bad about it.
You would never. No, I haven't heard Frank Fleming say one bad thing about Steve Cohen.
It's just been.
That's all you ever wanted, right, Frank?
Think about this. They've turned the whole thing around. Like, we're cool now. We're funny now. All of our memes and shit that used to be like corny and dumb have become corny and fun in a good way. It's a great atmosphere. We don't take ourselves too seriously. The Grimace thing is actually like, it's obviously silly and childish, but it makes it fucking awesome. And the guys embrace it. They're all like a brotherhood. It's a real team. It's not just a bunch of stars. It's the perfect storm for some playoff magic.
Yes. And one thing I would like to see happen, they got to take a C and they got to slap it right on
Lindor.
I
mean, he's one of the all-time greats. That home run, out of all the theatrics that we've seen, out of all the times we've seen Lindor do it, and all of the home runs we've seen in the last, 5, 6, whatever playoff games, that grand slam, I didn't feel it coming. I really didn't. Out of all the other ones, I was kind of like, hey, anybody can get a hold of one here. And I just, in that moment, I just couldn't fathom like a grand slam. And I say this all the time when these moments happen, but could you fathom being a guy, your bats have been quiet all night, you've been leaving tons of runners on base, and you know that roughly, 5 million people in the New York area are just dreaming and begging of you to hit a grand slam, and then you just fucking do it. That to me is the most gangster shit in the world. Same thing with Sean Manaea. Just like we needed a shutdown game to rest the pen and win, and he just fucking does it. And then I'll even say Edwin Diaz. Holy shit. I don't know if I'll ever trust you again, but the fact that he had Schwarber on the ropes and he just said, fuck it, I'm going to gas you 101 high heat is... I mean, that's some confident shit too.
Yeah, when he plays around and tries to throw that slider sometimes, and he doesn't have the slider and it misses, that's when he gets in trouble.
Yep. I mean, it is the type of shit that you write in the storybook, in the movie, that you dream for as a fan. And now we're on to the NL fucking CS, dude. Now it's like the real goddamn deal. Holy shit.
I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely.
Give me a little energy,
crazy.
Frank Fleming. What the fuck, man?
I'm just stunned. I'm just like, I'm a loss for words. Just how great the season is.
I'm so happy for you, dude, getting your playoff moment at Game 4. I know that was something on your bucket list, and I know you were not allowed to do it last year, and I'm sure that sat with you all year.
Oh,
You got to do it, got to win, and then got to come back for the stream and celebrate it with the Mets aliens. I cannot tell you how much I love the Mets aliens. Truly, genuinely, I mean this. I've lost at Barstool as a fan my whole fucking life. And even when we were losing, it was still like, I mean, fuck, man, that the first time around, it was just me and you.
Yeah, fuck,
a couple other
Gillespie.
people here and there, but it was like just me and Clem in the beginning. And then the party grows and the crew gets bigger. And we recruit all these guys. And
then 22 happens. We would get our dicks ripped off.
Well, and then, but you need that. I remember Feidelberg saying to me, I know you're down in the dumps right now, but this is not the year. This is the year you get hurt.
That's 03 for the Red Sox. Yeah.
And I was like, no, I just don't want to do it right now. But he's right. You come back stronger. And now we're at the point where the Mets aliens couldn't even fit in the fucking camera shot for the stream. So many people were here. And the amount of tweets and texts and messages I've gotten being like, yo, the Mets are awesome, but we love the Mets weirdos and we're cheering because of you guys. It makes it all the more fun that it's like we are, as far as the internet goes, we are a part of it. I said there's the 7-line army and there's the 7th Avenue army, and the Mets weirdos here at Barstool HQ will be streaming until this magic carpet ride ends, whether it's in tears of happiness or tears of joy, and we will be like, we're going to, like, it's part of Barstool history now, this Mets weirdo crew, Yep.
And the rise of Frank Fleming, the redemption of Anakin Skywalker, right?
Truly though, Frank, do you feel like different? I mean, I know you've been working out. I know you've lost a lot of weight, but I feel like you do have like a different mentality. Do you think you feel healthier and happier and all that?
I feel healthier and happier.
You should, man. I'm proud of you.
I mean, like you were talking about, 2022 was where I just, even though I should have, I never really got a chance to enjoy that season.
No, you didn't, Frank. We told you a lot. You should have tried to enjoy it. No, but I know it was hard because the Braves never stopped.
And if you look at it, the Mets didn't really fall. It was that they just couldn't keep up the pace, and it was just so frustrating.
Yeah, we were yelling it at you for fucking.
He couldn't hear us. He couldn't hear us through all the Braves. It's all right.
Couldn't hear us. Yeah.
Frank Fleming is here. He's beautiful.
No, you're right though. This was the Phillies and Mets kind of flip flop this year, where I really do believe being the wild card magical run guys.
You want to be the hot team?
Yeah. And I mean, we've been in the playoffs basically for like 3 weeks now. We've had some of the greatest playoff wins, some of the worst playoff losses, but it's all magic, and every single game is more of like, okay, well, we can face anything.
It's not a here nor there, but I predict in a few years you're going to see the playoff format change. You're going to see 8 teams.
Yeah, they're not going to be happy with us.
Or they'll change it to NLDS to like a best of 7. Like
whatever, man. I don't know.
See that
at
foolish
the same time though, this kind of shit, this is the magic where it's the hot fan bases who are fucking really loving it and really making moves.
I mean, yesterday at Citi Field was probably one of the most fun experiences I've ever had at a baseball game.
I love that you say fun too, because I know it was like you want it to be loud and you want it to be a home field advantage, but they did a unbelievable job of making it fun. And that Phillies fan was like talking on WIP being like, I wasn't even nervous to be there. I wasn't even scared, not one bit. It's like, yeah,
that's what you call being a decent human being.
Exactly.
You see Philadelphia, you don't have a lot of that. You have fans that wanted they have to have security around the Mets wise because you have fans who that are going to go out there and assault people. That's not how you're supposed to be. You saw the cave today. We had all these the Philly guys in there. We got along, except for the fight over the bat. But hey, that was a little bit of a physical altercation. That was in good fun. That was in good fun.
Our God is a purple anthropomorphic fucking Sesame Street McDonald's mascot. Like we're not here to take it too seriously. The 7-line is great. All the fans, all the season ticket holders are great, young, old. Like they've just done an unbelievable job of turning around a franchise. And it took a little while because we were the worst. The ownership was the worst, and the PR was the worst, and the team was the worst. and they've just slowly turned it all around, and the culture is there, and now the team is winning, and it feels like it's all coming together. And if it's not this year, it at least now gives me hope that it's like it won't be 7 more years of a drought. Like it's coming.
I feel that the whole thing is churned. I just feel like the whole I don't know what that they finally got like some good people. I hear that Chris Christie's son's actually pretty like a high, like executive, like highly touted and respected. That the Phillies want to hire him.
Nice.
It's one word though. We've been saying it for years, Clem.
Infrastructure,
baby. When you change things from top to bottom, from the scouts to like remember when we heard about Steve Cohen, like he brought in like weird like pitching machines or some shit in the locker room, like down to the goddamn like science mechanics that we have out there.
They said that the Mets family, like where you bring your kids to the ballpark, is the best in America. They said there might be teams like soccer teams across overseas that have better ones, but like Max Scherzer would want to bring his kids to the ballpark, you know? Which, by the way, did you see that tweet where it's like all of David Stern's like reclamation projects have better Mets legacies than Max Scherzer already?
It's
fucking
true,
crazy.
Yeah. They built a team is what they did. And everybody on that team has a role that they play, from the stars and the big bats to the, the pinch runners and the defensive replacements. It's a full team top to bottom that pretty much everybody gives you value, or minus a reliever here or there that you're like terrified to see. Everybody is like
Adam Ottavino.
What's that?
Adam Ottavino.
Yeah, Adam Ottavino. There's always
you know what I love about Adam Ottavino? What I love?
We haven't seen him in like 4
they have-
days.
Yeah, that too.
Is and maybe I should say this is what I like about Carlos Mendoza. I think he hates Adam Ottavino as much as I do.
You got to give some love to Mendoza. I think almost all of the Mets fan base thought that he was in over his head, and everybody wanted Craig Counsell, and that was a whole thing.
I honestly thought the Mets were getting an Aaron Boone clone.
All right.
Because he had that Yankee stink on him.
Here, I'll call you right back.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Yo, you there? Got a special guest, Kyle Gelling, straight from the game.
Let's go. How was it, bro?
Hey.
Let's go!
Let's fucking go. How was the atmosphere, dude?
How was it?
An absolutely insane atmosphere. You couldn't hear yourself think. We got there at the 6th inning. We were late. We got stuck in traffic. I got listening on the radio the entire Quintana start. And I walk into the ballpark in the 6th inning. As the rally's going on, they load the bases just for the Lindor grand slam.
Oh,
Kyle brought the fucking rally. He did the double switch.
That was a huge call by Meek.
Yeah, you know what's good is like the Lindor, the My Girl thing.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That's my new favorite thing. That the whole fucking stadium singing My Girl when Lindor comes up is another wholesome moment that is just fun and good atmosphere. I love it, man.
I was
recording, and then in the moment they threw 2 pitches, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just live in the moment. I put my phone back in my pocket. The very next pitch, and you get to witness it. It was amazing.
Dude, what a fucking moment that was.
I don't know if you could tell over the TV.
Congratulations, boys. We're on to the next one.
Let's go!
I don't know if you could tell over the TV.
Gotta believe.
I don't know if you could tell over the TV. Pete Alonso's now using American Pie as his song.
Oh, I like
Is
that
he?
too. That's a good.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
and some fans are actually starting to sing along with that too.
Mwah.
I added this tweet I saw yesterday, and it came to fruition. Foolish baseball. The Mets are doing a Phillies to the Phillies because the Phillies are doing a Braves, and the Braves already did a Mets. I mean, perfectly said.
Man, it all feels very different.
Friday.
I mean, the fact that Atlanta just kind of came and went, and like that was never even like nobody fucking gave a shit, and the fact that we take out Philly along the way is those are some serious shifts in Mets culture.
Seismic,
like
cosmic.
Yeah, it's like it's no longer the Braves and Phillies division alone. Like the Mets are here to stay. And if you think about this going forward, like you add some big stars and the juju, some guys want to come play here. I mean, hey, this guy.
Yeah, I think in the past people might have been afraid to come to the Mets because of just the.
because of that guy who looks just like you.
But I think that just the whole atmosphere is changing. There's a different feel.
Yep.
Yeah, from the top to the
That's
bottom.
what I mean, man. It's cool to be a Mets fan. It's fun to be a Mets fan. They are, I believe, the best like home field advantage. San Diego is right up there. Those motherfuckers are loud and have a lot of great gimmicks and fun shit.
And don't try to be the Yankees. No, being the Yankees isn't fun. Bro.
It really is like
a fun team.
It's just like blah. They're a good team and they have history, but like right now they're tight and they're not fun and they have all the expectations, whereas we have nothing to lose, everything to gain, and that is just such a fun spot to be. Although now you start to realize, when you're in the NLCS, there's no more like part of me, no matter what happens, yes, it's a successful season, but it's also like now you're close enough that, no more fucking around with moral victories and shit.
Yeah.
Now it's time to just go. Now it's time to just try to get there. And I mean, I can't even bring up the possibility of the apocalyptic World Series that might potentially happen. I don't know what I would do. I might die if that happens, but hey, we'll take it one step at a time.
It's 2-2 right now for the people watching live.
2-2. Maybe we don't have to worry about that. Maybe it'll be against the Royals again. I don't fucking know.
I want those demons again.
If it is that team in the Bronx, I would have more confidence than anything else in the world because that's just what this would be about. It's like
slaying the dragons, slaying the demons. I
mean,
like Braves,
it's
Phillies.
It is for all the marbles. Like it would erase the good fun of this season because it would be legendarily bad, and we would lose all of our bragging rights and go right back to the bottom, or it would be literally, truly the greatest moment of my life as a sports fan, and nothing will ever top it unless somehow we repeat and do it again. But we're getting so ahead of ourselves because either way you're playing, if the Dodgers somehow come back, that means they're playing great baseball. Or if you face the Padres, they are fucking lights out with a great atmosphere.
Who would you guys rather play, the Padres or the Dodgers?
The Dodgers.
I think
it's
Dodgers.
crazy to say that I would rather, without even a question, Meek, I would rather play the team that has Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and even an injured Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
The three of those, I'd rather face them any day than what's going on in San Diego. Those guys are freaks, man.
I just don't. I've always had the philosophy when you get to this point.
Doesn't matter who you
Doesn't
play.
matter.
It didn't work for me in 2015, but I just always had that. Like,
but you know what? You're not wrong because it's the same thing as here at Barstool. It doesn't matter who's in that cave. It didn't matter. Milwaukee didn't matter. We had a couple Braves fans to get in. They didn't matter. They had Roan. They had Max. They had Smitty. Didn't fucking matter because it's all right now. It is just all about the Mets and it's about them and whether they win or lose the game. Obviously, there's another team on the other side, but right now it's about us and our experience, and that's what people want to see. That's what the story is. That's what these players are, and I really feel like it's a real team, right?
Yeah.
Like if you look at like the 90s Yankees where there's like a lot of those role player guys who like, when you look at that Phillies lineup, that was so far superior to us. That 1 through 5 is terrifying. They're like all all-stars and a couple Hall of Famers, and it's like, we were better than them, even with a Jesse Winker or a Jose Iglesias or a Brandon Nimmo. Some of these.
I mean, I don't know if he's had some injury issues. I know he's had some injury issues this year himself, but JT Realmuto is not.
No,
the bottom of the Phillies order did nothing the whole series.
Yeah,
like JT Realmuto, maybe James McCann and him are comparable. Maybe that's someone who was right all along.
When you go back and look at the numbers, like everybody was, minus Harper. And Castellanos had a couple big hits, but a lot of
didn't have a
like
moment.
He didn't do much either. Yeah.
3 for 14, 2 for 12.
Schwarber didn't do anything after game one.
I didn't. Yeah, Schwarber had a terrible series after game one.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at there's there was 36 innings. I think it was something like probably like 29 of them or 28 of them. They were scoreless, and we just actually, when you look at the numbers, we just kind of handled our business. It was obviously much more tense than that, but at the end of the day, they just outplayed them. Pretty much, from start to finish, except for a couple innings here and there.
And the way baseball works, like 2022, we had Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer going to the biggest series of the year, couldn't get a win.
Yep.
We have Luis Severino, Sean Manaea, Jose Quintana, Kodai Senga on 70 days rest.
Yeah. David Peterson out of the pen, and I mean, I just want to give a shout out to Manaea, who just dropped dick and nuts all over Citi Field and with a all-time performance, giving us exactly what we needed. Because if that doesn't happen, we don't have Reed Garrett for a couple innings. We don't have Peterson ready. We don't have all.
Reed Garrett's the unsung hero.
I think he has an opt-out. I think he's
opting out, but
I think you just talk to him right away and say, okay, what do you want?
Reed Garrett?
No, Sean Manaea.
Manaea, yeah.
He's also a guy that's moved around a bunch of different teams. Like,
yeah,
do you want to be home?
I think he
might have found something with the arm slot.
I think he found something.
Your boys,
Yeah.
I did, and It's crazy because he comes, he hold different pictures. He plays this like mellow, like just the two of us.
Mm-hmm. He's just, but that's
just the two of us.
Calm, they're all. It's not very like I laughed. I loved the other night when Rodon was running around the mound like a maniac in the first inning, and then ended up giving up like 6 runs over 2 innings or whatever it was. Like these guys are all very calm. Well, we are losing our minds and having heart attacks. I feel like they go out there like, hey man, we still got the 6th inning. We still got the 7th inning.
Peterson,
don't worry, we'll do it in the 8th. Like
Peterson looks like he's like a fucking Batman. He's just like smiling. And
dude, he was up against the top of the order in like the 8th or whatever inning, and he was just like, I got this, no big deal.
Yeah.
Even going back to his last regular season start, where we were just trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
He had the John Main start, 7 innings, 1 hit, like just got us there, and he gets the save in Milwaukee after everything happens.
That was huge too.
Game 1 comes.
Game 1 in relief, big outs. Game 4 relief, big outs. Like,
and this team just doesn't quit.
Think about how many starters. How many starters? What did he have a 2.9 ERA to end the year?
it was under 3.
Yeah, I think it was a 2.9 ERA, and we asked him to do all sorts of weird, wacky shit out of the pen, and he just did it for the team. That, my friends, that's like the Mets in a nutshell. They don't fucking care. They don't have egos. They're just here for the fans, just here to win, and they're doing whatever it takes.
And whatever Mendoza's doing, and to calm everyone down.
Yeah, fuck Craig Counsell. We didn't need him.
Yeah, fuck Craig Counsell.
Oh, the Cub fans are just. I think that they got ripped off.
And really, and so it's Mendoza, and it's a huge shout out to David Stearns, who is the guy. You got your owner. And now you have a manager that you like, but what you really need is a good GM and president of baseball operations who just knows yes, you can go hopefully sign Juan Soto, but it's the Acuna deals and the money dumps and the little things that really matter, the Manias and, not going after Montgomery or Blake Snell and sitting and choosing guys like
Mania. Montgomery, let the Diamondbacks owner. It's like,
yeah, right.
Montgomery's the reason we're in the playoffs.
Right. So, I mean, I fucking love it. I love this team. I love you guys. I love
I love that first base umpire.
I love
that first base umpire. I still don't know. Like, was it as bad as it looked?
Oh, I mean, it was the worst call I've ever seen.
I gotta see.
Me and Kev both thought he pointed fair, unless like we were seeing things.
Yeah, right. I
bounced in fair territory, went over the first base bag, and then I mean, it's if it was a line drive, it would have been foul. But it was one of the worst calls ever. Hey, it's not the
ball hitting the bag. It's missing sail.
You need a little bit of good luck and fortune. And after 35 years of a lot of fucking misery and a lot of bad fortune, I'm happy to say we got one that really, really mattered. And the more important thing is we made it count. I thought it was going to be a ball don't lie situation with Diaz.
Yeah, sure.
Christ, my heart.
Was everyone on the same? I said you have to die with your closer. I would have loved the idea of Peterson, but I just thought with like.
Yeah, they're going Diaz no matter what.
To be fair, he got a little bit squeezed on those. Like he was walking the ballpark, but there was in those first 2 batters, there was probably like 3 or 4 strikes in there. I called.
Again, I said this to you guys in September. I was like, that last series against Atlanta is going to mean something no matter what. Oh, he knew. He's like, I got to put 2 on for Schwarber, so everyone is fucking pissing down their leg the entire time.
And then he goes 101 on him and just gasses them for the victory. All time, man.
Where do you put this Lindor home run on the home runs from the last? By the way, the last 9 days.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been 5 days since Pete's home run. It's fucking crazy. So you have Pete's home run, Lindor's home run against Atlanta, Lindor's home run tonight. Is there anything else?
I think Pete's home run.
Pete's home run is it's a season saver. But I'll be honest. If we go Game 5 and it's Wheeler, I think we lose.
Well, Zach Wheeler's he's perfectly rested for opening day.
He'll be ready for opening day.
I
take us now, Phillies fans.
While Pete's was a literal direct save the season, I almost consider Lindor right there with him because if we lose this game, I really don't think we fare well against him in Game 5.
You know what I'm going to put it on par with?
What's that?
What?
One was it was a walk-off, the other one, but I think this one is just as big. Todd Pratt.
I was at that game.
Game 5.
Everyone thought he caught it.
Yes.
The Finley center field.
That was Game 4, and if they would have had to go back to Arizona for Game 5 and face Randy Johnson again.
Yep. Todd Pratt of all people. That he had that kind of whirly bird swing, and it goes to center field.
One of the few times we could celebrate a clinch in New York.
I know it's a lot of very, very rare.
And what's funny is the Mets actually got a little lucky on that play. Did you ever hear the story about it?
No.
Well, he hit it directly straight away to center field, right? At that part of the wall, there's a little divot, a little dip
Oh,
where the fence. You know how they open up the
If
center
the-
field
yeah.
fence so they could bring out the where they put the cages behind the center field fence at Chase City. Remember how they used to do that?
Yep.
The part where Finley.
He had to jump that much higher.
because he did like jump into
it was
the
weird.
wall a little bit.
Yeah, he did the little area, there's like a little dip for where the wall comes and closes.
Jeez.
And that's where Finley couldn't get his like full extension up to get the ball.
When Lindor hit it today, I was like, I think maybe, and only because it's just been nothing but magic. At this point, I have to believe to lack.
Yeah, I mean that one though was I thought the Pete one. A lot of the home runs, I was thinking to myself, like we just had this magical run, like like anybody can hit one right now. And it's not that I didn't believe in Lindor. The thought of like a grand slam.
Yeah.
I didn't
when
think
the bases are loaded and you need a grand slam and someone's just going to do it is like so far fetched, but he did it in perfect. It was so perfect. Right
In
off
the first
bat,
5 innings, you were just
fucking
waiting for
left
them to
center, right
blow it
center,
open.
Whatever it was just like so perfect, dude.
I didn't think it was going to be a grand slam when he first hit it, but I think he hit it good enough where, okay,
In the gap.
at least
it's
a
going to
double
be.
off a wall.
I thought it was going to be a bases clearing double.
Yeah. Which
Which
is
would have been, which we would have been happy for too. But yeah, I knew he hit it good enough. I knew I knew it was going to bring runs in, and then it just went over the wall.
I mean, it was a very valuable hit. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I would say it's
very valuable
the
defense.
most valuable.
What's Ohtani doing in that spot? Drawing a walk?
Hey, yesterday, and bet responsibly, of course. I had to say that, but I put a parlay up yesterday, and
Yeah, your parlay hit.
Frank Fleming is hitting parlays now.
Mhm.
and it was a 5-leg parlay, and I just needed that Lindor hit, and then Lindor got that hit in the
That was on
the
the
8th inning. That was the one I
Say a bad
was.
word about him again, Frank.
I can't.
Can't.
I
No,
can't.
and nobody ever should. They should.
as for a C on the jersey.
Nobody ever should.
I can't. He frustrates me sometimes. I guess April, May, but I think
We'll worry about April and May next April and May because right now
Yep.
we're worried about October.
and him in the leadoff spot,
Change
it just
change
is
everything.
magic.
This is the rule. If there's pollen outside, you can't complain about Francisco Lindor. If you do, you have to eat the pollen. That's like the fucking rule. It has to be said. Another guy in the lineup that is crazy because again we were scared, terrified of the top 4 hitters. Mark Vientos had the fear guy.
I mean, Mark Vientos, when it's all said and done, we're gonna look back and be like, oh, that was the year. Like we just don't think of him this way yet, but he's about to go on a stretch of like 10 years of hitting like 40 home runs a year. He is that fucking dude. He's got the swagger. He's got the confidence. All the shit that we didn't like about him in the beginning, like the Instagram stuff and being like kind of like we thought he was like not being professional, was actually because he was going, these motherfuckers think that Brett Beatty is better than me. Get the fuck out of here.
Beatty,
I mean, he and the defense, every ball gets hit his way, and for the most part, he's really handling himself. He is so cocky, so young, so good. Him and Alvarez together for the next decade.
He is a New York player.
Yes.
I think that's the difference between him and Beatty.
Oh yeah.
And when you have players like this that could step up, that means you're able to like maybe flip people for things too. And
That's down the line.
that's down the line to worry about. But what I noticed between him and Beatty, I think is almost nervous in New York.
Scared a moment.
Yeah.
Vientos is this is where I belong.
I mean, his game 2, 19 homers gonna be forgotten, but like, the fact,
That
like
was huge.
Yeah.
it honestly
Getting any of these, man.
it killed the Phillies' momentum going into games 3. Like they had to fight for their lives just to claw out one game in this series.
So
I mean,
I got 6 words. First 3 are oh my God. The other 3, you gotta believe.
Gotta believe.
Tell Fleming.
LFGM.
Gotta believe.
I had to end it because I'm about 3,000 degrees underneath this.
Oh boy.
Oh, shit.